嗨大家好，今天想跟大家讲一讲这个 SWOT analysis，SWOT 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 的分析，什么意思呢？就是说strength weaknesses of the company，right，公司里面的强处和弱点，然后 opportunities and threats，公司外面的机会，公司以外的机会，还有 threats，threats 就是公司以外的威胁的一些呃挑战之类这样的东西。So SWOT analysis, I always like to tell students, is actually an analysis to understand the company better, right? Internally, SWOT, SW, uh, and externally, OT, opportunities and threats, right? So again, SWOT analysis is a business tool that managers use, right, when developing a marketing plan or a business plan in order to find out more about the company's strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats. So SWOT analysis actually help managers identify, right, the strengths of the company so that they could use them, right, the strengths, to capitalize on the opportunities in the external environment. At the same time, it also helps the company or help the managers identify the weaknesses within the company so that you can improve on them, so that you can turn those weaknesses into strengths in order, right, to protect the company against the possible threats, right? Let me give you some examples. 给你一些例子。Strength of McDonald's. Right? McDonald's has a set of strengths that help him or help it to capitalize on the opportunities. So what are the strengths? The strength is that McDonald's is a global brand name. Number two, it has a strong reputation, right, which is also related to number one. It has a reputable brand, right, a strong reputation or a global brand name. It has a brand name that is recognized worldwide, right? So this is the first strength. Number two, McDonald's has a broad coverage. Broad means very wide, 很广阔，它概括了世界每一个大城市，每一个重要的市镇，right? Broad. It has a very broad coverage, or it has a very broad and intensive coverage as well. Broad means extensive, and intensive means 很集中的。Because sometimes on certain streets, you have two McDonald's, so it is also quite intensive coverage. What are the opportunities for McDonald's? Sorry, before we go into opportunities, we continue with the strengths first. So it has a good name, it has a broad coverage. Number three, McDonald's has a very strong financial position, right? 它有很足够的资金，because it has such a broad coverage, it is such a famous franchise brand, so therefore it has a strong, that leads the company to have a strong financial position, right? Number three. Number four, it has a very attractive set of menu, right? It has a very attractive menu. It has a attractive or interesting range of food, right, in the menu of the company, right? So this is also a strength, one of the strengths of McDonald's, right? Number five, right? Let me give you one more. McDonald's is very clean, right? The outlets for McDonald's, the McDonald's outlets, the McDonald's restaurants are clean, are known to be clean, hygienic, and very convenient, and very friendly staff. So these are all part of the company's strengths. Now let's talk about the weaknesses. What are the weaknesses of McDonald's? Number one, McDonald's has, yes, number one, it has a very interesting menu, but at the same time, the menu is too narrow. Too narrow means if you go there every day, very soon you will run out of things to choose from, right? Different tastes to choose from. You don't have that. Not much of a choice. Right? So it has a very limited choice. 第一，很缺乏选择性的，因为来来去去都是那几样东西。The McDonald's. Number two, McDonald's. Right. The number two weakness is that McDonald's today, right, has known to be not very healthy, right? So it's not only the menu has not much choices for the customers. Number two, the food is not very healthy. The food is not perceived to be very healthy as well, right? 就是第二，它的弱点就是大众认为这个麦当劳的食物不是很健康的，因为它盐放太多了，它也很油腻， so 这个也是它的弱点。当然，它的强点就是说它的产品，它的食物因为放多油多盐，那就比较好吃。那同样的，另外一方面去看，也有很多家长、很多顾客觉得这有一点肥了，有一点咸了，有点油腻了，不太健康。Right. What about number three? Number three, McDonald's is right. For me, I think that McDonald's has a weakness in terms of the speed of delivery, right? The speed of the service. Even though we call McDonald's, one of fast food businesses. Fast food means it is fast, right, in serving the customers. But I personally think that McDonald's is not fast enough, because where I live here in Melbourne, right, there's a place called Don Don, right? It's a Japanese restaurant owned by Japanese in the city, right, of Melbourne, and it is so fast. At least, I think it is at least 3 times faster than an average McDonald's service in Melbourne, right? So to me, McDonald's, yes, even though it's called fast food, it's not fast enough. The service is disappointingly slow. Right? So that, number three, is also a weakness. Alright, let's talk about 2 more, right? All these exercises is require some brainstorming, right? 需要去从各方面的去想，更多的例子，从不同的角度去想。有时候这些答案不一定要从书本，不一定要有人讲过你才去讲，那就是得到认同了，不是这样的。你可以说从你的观点，从你一位消费者的观点去看这个事情，或者是从一个经理的观点，或者从一个 CEO 的观点。一个新的 McDonald's CEO， 他的 SWOT Analysis 的结果未必是跟以前的那个 CEO 是一样的。所以我们要想到2个坏处吧。你想到2个坏处吗？我也在想。OK， 另外一个东西我想讲的就是在 McDonald's，that's number four weakness number four in McDonald's 在 McDonald's，the seats the sittings the furnitures the fixtures right the tables and the chairs are not very comfortable right so this could also be one of the weaknesses of McDonald's right yeah it's not very comfortable because for someone who is a bit taller and a bit bigger size that kind of chairs or furnitures aren't too comfortable for you to sit around for too long right and also it's a bit noisy I mean most of the time you have kids coming in and going out you have teenagers you have all kinds of people coming in and out so that could be a source of weakness as well right so it's not so comfortable to sit around for too long that's weakness number four and it's also very noisy right I can also group this noisiness into the fourth weakness 规划为第四个弱点 now number five I've thought of I've come up with another weakness is that McDonald's right is not cheap right it's not cheap in many ways it's not cheap for many different kinds of customers even though they have value meals and sometimes they have different deals package deals and things like that I don't think McDonald's is cheap enough for the kind of quality I don't think it's cheap enough so it's not so value for money because we're getting a lot of unhealthy food anyway and yet we're paying an unhealthy level of price alright 我在讲我们给了一个非常不我们吃的在麦当劳吃的东西吃的不是一个很健康的食品但是我们给的价钱也不很健康很不健康的高我的意思是这样子 so I come up with 5 weaknesses of McDonald's and now we want to talk about something that is outside McDonald's right externally so opportunities and threats alright could you come up with 5 opportunities for McDonald's alright so when you talk about the external environment alright it's very good for you to actually look at the environment from 5 different perspectives look at it from okay this is where you use the PEST right PESTEL in some books 有一些书是说 PESTEL politics economics socio-cultural technological and ecological and legal politics 政治从政治的层次或者是角度去看这个外在的环境你也可以从 economics 的角度去看这个环境就是说这个经济现在到哪一个阶段是在起步还是在下滑或者是这个 economic cycle 这个经济循环是在上升还是在下降或者是这个国家的的经济的场景对不对就是刚起步或者发展中国家啦或者是一个很成熟的一个发展后的经济呢然后还有另外呢就是 social cultural perspective 从那个文化角度社会文化角度去看这个环境外在的环境那 and then you can also look at the environment from the technological perspective 你也可以从这个科技的这个角度去看这个环境然后 ecological is 环境但是这个环境是就是说自然环境就是有关这些 pollution 之类环保这个都是 ecological right因为现在很多生意他们都面对 这个大众的这个需求，或者是大众的demand，the public demand that the company that they do business with is right operating their businesses sustainably, ethically, for the long-term interest of the environment, right？ 我讲的就是说，现在的顾客很有意见的，他们需要或者是他们想看到的就是他们支持的一些公司，其实呢都是对环境有做一些保护的工作的。有些顾客他很在乎这个环境，那他就不会去支持一些公司在毁坏环境了，在制造很多污染，空气污染、水的污染、声音的污染，甚至就是出一些对身体不好的、对健康不好的产品。And the last one， 最后一个 perspective 去看这个外在的环境呢，就是 legal 就是法律上的这个角度去看。所以这个 legal 呢，其实很多时候也规划为 political 是第一个，刚才 PESTEL 这个 L 呢，跟那个 PE politics 是息息相关的，因为那个政府the ruling party 就是那个在位的党，right， 就是那个政府就有权去做一些法律，去改一些宪法，有时候也是会改一些宪法，做这样的东西，so legal，right， 比如说你是一个你开赌场的，你这公司是那个赌博行业的，那可能比较左派的那个党，他们执政的时候，可能对这些公司没有那么 friendly， 可能会提高他们的税收，这样的东西，可能在比较右翼的党呢，对大公司比较好呢，那他就不会对这些赌场这个生意太大的负面影响。Alright, so okay, now we want to look at McDonald's, right? The opportunities presented for McDonald's. Alright, let's start now. Right, the first opportunity for McDonald's is I want to call globalization. Globalization and westernization, right, of the different cultures of the world. Right? Okay, let me say that again. Opportunity number one is the globalization and westernization of many societies around the world. Why is this an opportunity? Now, this opportunity is actually, I'm looking at it from the social cultural perspective. Right? 从这个文化社会文化的角度去看这个世界，或者看这个外在的那个环境，越来越多年轻人很西方化，全球化其实也是一个西方化，westernization, or maybe you could even call that Americanization. Americanization 很美国化，因为麦当劳就是代表美国的文化，美国的现代文化，他们什么都要快，然后有品牌，这样的东西要方便，车开进去也可以买东西，因为几乎每个美国人都在开车。So yeah, Americanization is one social cultural trend that is favorable, right? That is advantageous to McDonald's. Number two is the growth of the population, or the upward trend of the demographics. Demographics means population, 人口的资料 right? In the developing world, especially in ASEAN region, right? In Southeast Asia, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in India, countries like that, you have a lot of young people, right? Number one opportunity is westernization, right? And number two is a lot of young people, right? A lot of young people who are becoming very westernized. Combine the two, is fantastic opportunity. Right? Number three is there's McDonald's. Uh, there's opportunities for McDonald's to actually broaden, right, the menu, right, to increase the variety of food that is being offered on the menu. So that is also an opportunity, because as more and more young people, are coming into McDonald's, it's good to have different varieties. You offer more, a broader range of food. It's good for business. You get more sales, you get more revenue, you get more profit. Number four, is McDonald's has also the opportunity, right, to get into other kinds of businesses. Not only you can offer more different kinds of food, but you can also get into other businesses. It was said that McDonald's has a business not so much in hamburger and fast food business. It is also in the real estate business, right? Real estate, property business, because in a lot of prime locations in cities around the world, McDonald's actually own the premises, they own the piece of land outright, right? So McDonald's is also in the real estate business. So I think there's an opportunity for McDonald's now, right, to buy in to more properties, especially in Europe or in certain parts of America, right? Because the property prices now are a bit low, right? So this is opportunities from the perspectives of economics, right? From the long-term economy, from the long-term economic trends, right? Because right now in some parts of America, the property market is experiencing its low point. So what's McDonald's waiting for? I think McDonald's should buy in, right, to set up more shops in those areas, right? So instead of having 2 McDonald's on one street, you can probably have 3, right? You should buy in when the price is low, right? And of course, and making full use of it by having a business running, after you bought the new place. So then you have the 3rd McDonald's outlet in that one same street, right? Eliminating all possible competition, right? And creating more sales. Right, let's go to McDonald's opportunities number 5. Right, McDonald's opportunity number 5 is okay. We talk about technology. Okay, we talk about social culture. We talk about economies. Let's talk about McDonald's opportunity to be more healthy, right? To offer more healthy food, right? Just now I talked about more variety. Now you can offer more healthy food. But if you like, you can also put this into, join this the opportunity with the one that offers more variety, right? No problem, right? So let's come up with one more opportunities. So I think we can look at it from technological perspective, right? The technology's perspective. The technology perspective is McDonald's right now. Yes, I think you can buy some, order the food online and pay online, and then have it delivered to your doorstep, right? So that's technology. But I think there's a lot more you can do, right, on the internet platform, right? So McDonald's should also make use of the technology to offer more services, right, or to offer more convenience to its customers. Okay, this is just a personal suggestion, and it's perfectly right to include those things in your business plan or marketing plan, because sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time lecturers have, more or less the same type of business plan, all right? So if you come up with something different, it shows that you're original, you're not plagiarizing, you're thinking hard about the subject. So I have this 5th opportunity is called McDonald's. It's a technological opportunity. McDonald's have, the capacity, the capability, the ability to actually implement, right, more technological convenience for the customers. For example, they can have a website offering catering services for its customers and have direct debit, you know, in place for the whole business transaction. So customers can actually go into the website and you know, choose, right, a certain plan that they want to go with, right, and what kind of food they want every day, what time to be delivered, and pay the money in advance, so that for the next 7 days, say for next week, next whole week, they will deliver the food to your doorstep according to the order that you have wanted, according to, you know, what you want to order and what time it has to be delivered to your doorstep. So therefore, you know, you pay a lump sum, right, for the whole week, you know, food supply, and McDonald's will deliver to your doorstep. Why is this an opportunity? Because when you do that, you're improving the cash flow of the company, right? Because the customers now pay one time, right, for all the food they're gonna order for the next week or for the next fortnight or for the next whole month, and therefore you have enough cash, right, before you even, right, deliver the food to them. Don't you think it's a good idea, right? So this is something McDonald's can think about. Right now, we talk about the threats. Threats usually also come from the 5 levels or the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, PESTEL, right? Perspectives. But also on top of that, you want to look at threats from the perspectives of competitors. So threat number 1 is direct competitors, right? 直接的竞争对手。直接的竞争对手是谁呢？就是 Subway 啊、Hungry Jack 啊，或者Burger King 啊、Wendy's 啊，或者也是一些世界各地的本地的那些快餐厅。本地的快餐厅，比如说在中国和在新加坡，他们有一个快餐是本地的，或者是在印度尼西亚，那他们又有麦当劳的那个体制，然后又有本地的那个风味，那肯定是很 interesting to the locals, you know. Alright, so number 1, direct competition from you know, other fast food companies. Number 2, right, you have competition from indirect competitors, such as you know, frozen food in the supermarket. So 他们买了这个东西放去微波炉you know, 1-2分钟就可以吃了，那比快餐更快是不是？然后又可能比较便宜，so 这个也是一个威胁，一个 threat. Number three is the threats of an idea. People like Jamie Oliver, right? They don't. I mean, he do not necessarily have a whole in a chain of fast food restaurants to compete with McDonald's, but he is such a celebrity, such a famous person that he has, you know, introduced a new concept, a new idea to the people. The new idea, the idea of eating healthy, eating natural, right? Eating fresh, right? Cooking is easy, right? He tries to demystify the whole idea of cooking, right? A lot of people think cooking is hard, but he is showing on TV, right, that cooking is not as hard as we would have thought. So number 3, the threat comes from idea, or come from people with an idea. People like Jamie Oliver, fresh, you know, healthy, and you know, easy cooking. Number 4, the threats comes in terms of the sociological perspective, right? Means you know, what are the people, what kind of trend, you know, how people are behaving today. Yes, a lot of young people around the world, you know, some parts have more and more young people, young population, and they are very westernized. There's opportunities, but at the same time, they also have a group of people, and this group is getting bigger and bigger, that is very, very concerned about the you know, the level of fat in the food, right? They want to make sure the food is hygiene, is organic, right? It's clean, right? It's healthy, right? It's not too salty, not too oily. So, right, health consciousness. So there's an increasing level of health consciousness among the public. So that is also a threat for McDonald's, right? So let's talk about the last threat, right? Everything we come up with, we want to give at least 5, right? 5 strengths, 5 weaknesses, 5 opportunities, and 5 threats. So can you think of the last threats for McDonald's, right? Last source of threats, right? 最后的一个这个 threats 的来源 source source source. So what is the last source of threats for McDonald's? Well, the last source of threats for McDonald's is right. This is also a form of indirect competition, right? They're not the fast food restaurants, but other restaurants, right? The normal restaurants, or you can even see the threats from a movement, right? 一种运动，就是一种改变。It's kind of idea, right? It's also in the form of an idea. It's called the slow food movement. Slow food movement 就是 slow food 就是 fast food 的相反 ，fast food 的反义词的 movement 就是搞一种运动，就是推广这个slow food，就是教多点人吃健康一些，不要每天去吃那些 fast food. So this threat is, I think, very real, right? People are getting tired of fast food. So the 5th trend is slow food movement. Why slow food movement? Because people are tired, after so many decades of fast food, people are tired of the, fast food business, tired of, the lack of taste, the lack of freshness of the food, right? So this is the whole, SWOT analysis that we have just briefly and quickly, impromptu kind of analysis, right? And perhaps you could use this in your business plan, or you can modify a bit, so the whole point is to show you that, it can come from different perspectives as long as you can support them, as long as you can rationally explain step by step. 刚才所说的就是说，这个 SWOT analysis 其实是很简单的，我们只要从不同的角度去看东西，然后就看到很多东西，然后就把它可以规划为其中之一的东西，就比如说 strengths 或者是 weakness 或者 opportunities 或者是 threats. Okay. So next time we're gonna do a SWOT analysis on another company. If you have some ideas, just send me, send me some ideas on the comment column, and then I can do the SWOT analysis for you. 如果你有 SWOT analysis 要做一些不同的公司的话，你可以在以下那个 comment section 呢写下你的建议，然后我可以跟你们做一个 SWOT analysis. Alright， 谢谢。